got 6 and 6:15, and then I've got then yeah, the later it is, the more the later the sun gets up, the later I seem to get up myself. So that's a problem. That's why I hate daylight savings. I reckon it's a terrible thing. It really is. Okay, welcome to the cryptocurrency report for today, which is one of those days which is going down in history. It's really good going down in history. We now have what everybody said was a conspiracy theory in Australia: passport vaccinations. So we have a vaccination certificate now that we will have to produce when we do anything with state government, because the state governments love to have control over us, and they're responsible for our health. The federal government has said, oh, we're going to give a vaccination certificate for everybody there, and then we're all going to be vaccinated, whether we like it or not, because they're not going to let us do stuff. Now, with my kids got very sick after they had vaccinations, and we stopped doing that, and they threatened us with Medicare, not allowing them to get Medicare. I'd rather pay for it than poison them. If you look at any doctors, what happens with doctors, being married to a doctor, they get paid for vaccinating people. They get an extra check above that. I wondered what's going on, because I used to manage the bank account of a said doctor, because I couldn't handle the finances their own, and so I was responsible for a lot of that. And suddenly all these checks had come in. I was like, payments had come in? Vaccinations. So if you ever think a doctor is not biased towards vaccinations by money, you have got another thing coming. Most doctors are just money-driven people. They're not really healthcare professionals. It's the nurses who are giving the love and the care. Doctors don't do that. Anyway, that's just my little own experience of that. So I know that doctors are biased towards vaccinations. They get a little bounty every time. So there will be a lot of pressure on every patient, and that's anybody with a Medicare number, to get vaccinated whenever you walk into a doctor, whether you like it or not. And the doctors will probably be being paid for it. And if you don't think it's driven, I used to read the medical magazines, and the contraindications that would say this thing fixes sore toenails, and then it could result in death, it could result in cancer, it could result in Alzheimer's. All of the contraindications that are applied on every medical thing that you see are just enormous. But we're sold a benefit for one thing. This is my real life watching. And I know a lot of things pass with time, and you can fix a lot of things with other ways of doing things. So medicine, modern medicine, is a scam. Very big scam. Certainly if you're dying in a emergency ward, I'm going to ask for help, going to casualty, but on the major stuff, I don't know. Now let's get on with this. Well, I've got my ear on you. So where is the world of Bitcoin? And you won't be able to move to different countries. BTC AUD. Sorry. Not BTC AUD. BTC USD. I'm told my sound is not being found. Just 1 second. Let me know if this works. Here we go. I might get something. Use new hardware. There, beautiful. Finish. Sound is okay, or a bit? Sound is terrific as is. My sound was good. My dragon didn't think so. Dragon didn't think so. A bit lower than it was yesterday. which was above $40,000, full stop, new line. There is a little bit of weakness creeping into this, full stop, new line, and we could misconstrue this as possibly some sort of B wave thing, full stop, new line, and we're getting another bigger C wave down, full stop, new line. I guess I'd really confirm that if it broke through the midpoint at $35,000, full stop, new line. I might also add that the blackmail about the vaccinations, further vaccinations to my kids, did not work. They still get Medicare. So some of it's a lie, but this COVID, what do they call it? COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID-21. Excuses for getting control of people and sticking stuff they shouldn't have into them, known poisons for an unknown disease outcome. And anyway, let's go on. So, Bitcoin. We are currently long something, 2/3, and we've taken some profit. Actually, we're long 1/3. I don't think we got into the second third at 34,000. So if you feel like taking some profit, I would do so, but the best thing to do is to bring our stop loss up to break even. Which it already is. If you've got a larger position on, I'd be banking some cash. But at the moment, we'll just keep our stop loss at the $36,172 that we've got in, full stop, new line. BTC AUD. We bought above $49,000 on a break. It's now $50,287. It's also had a retest of that high. Volume has not been awesome on the upside, so we'll bring our stop loss up to $48,300, full stop, new line. This is feeling like a scratch trade, but nonetheless, full stop, new line. Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures. This missed out on a little bit of fun. Missed out. Missed out in that it didn't give above $40,000. So Seller breakdown below $36,600. Looking for $35,266 and $28,017. Full stop, new line. BCH USD. Look down towards $394. This is not having too much fun. There was a little bit of a spike up in volume, but nothing to be too in love with. Full stop, new line. If you try a buy at $396, have a stop loss below $385. Full stop, new line. BCH ABC USD. This is nearly at the top of the triangle, and obviously the triangle gets distorted as time goes by because it doesn't work off the actual price, it works off pixels. So coming back down to $11 is probably what you would expect. Full stop, new line. A little bit of a sign of weakness that it's not getting back up to that top of the triangle. Full stop, new line. BSV USD, new line. This was a bit half-assed in terms of volume, a bit half-assed in terms of pattern, an ABC pattern that gets a little bit destructive below $175, but I was hoping for better, so maybe we could see worse down towards $144. Full stop, new line. BTG USD, Bitcoin Gold. A breakdown below $11.50 looks down towards $9.50. Full stop, new line. ETH USD, new line. Ethereum, at last, the pop has passed. Everybody's into Ethereum, and it's the last cog on the rack that needs to come before a bear. A breakdown below 1467 looks for down towards 1320. A breakdown below 1300 sees it down towards $900. Full stop, new line. My money is on the decline. Full stop, new line. So if you want to short something, Ethereum is probably the optimal one for the risk-reward ratio. The stop loss, if shorting it, should be above 17,727. Full stop, new line. LTC USD, Litecoin, has had nothing. It's had a couple of goes. It couldn't even get above where the old top was, which at least Bitcoin did. So it's a bit on the nose. So this is a larger A, B, C, down to $76 or something like that target. Full stop, new line. XRP USD, a Ripple. Ripple had its Reddit run and didn't do very much fun for anybody, for anyone. A breakdown below 32 cents Wow, I must be getting better. I almost rhymed. I was good at that before. Full stop, new line. A breakdown below 33.5 cents sees it back down to 18 cents. Full stop, new line. EOS USD. Not bad with increasing volume, so possibly we'll be looking towards $3.92. At the moment, you could have your stop loss at $2.85. Full stop, new line. XMR USD Monero. A breakdown below $146. Gets a little bit negative. We're seeing a bit of high-ish volume on this exchange, which may or may not be a good guide, but down towards $130 would be appreciated for maybe a pickup there if you like it. Full stop, new line. Stop loss would be tight at $121. Full stop, new line. We of course are long now and we're not making any money, which is a bit disconcerting. We can bring our stop loss up to $145. Neo USD. Neo has a bit of a head and shoulders pattern going on here. A breakdown below $23.17 is a bit of a trigger, but the bigger trigger is probably below $21.40 for a bigger pullback down to about $16. Full stop, new line. Volume is disappointing. Now we have exited gracefully towards $24.20. Which looks dumb right now, but nonetheless, let's bring our stop loss up to $22.90 on the other one half. POWR, Power Ledger. What volume we saw go into it on the low, we saw the volume come out of it. Don't bother, be happy, full stop, new line. IoT, USD, IOTA. This is quite different. If long, stop losses at 0.488. Or 48.8 cents. Personally, I don't care, thank you. I guess we could look for $1.29 on the top side if it gets even more impressive. Full stop, new line. ZEC USD, Zcash also is a bit inspiring. And probably has its eyes set on $120 to $127. Full stop, new line. In the shorter term frame, time frame, volume is a bit okay, but really needs to clear through $100. We are still long, but we risk actually being taken out on a stop loss and it coming back down to $84. Full stop, new line. We will leave our stop loss as is. DGB, Digibyte. If you are long this, have your stop loss at 3.3 cents. It's kind of done okay. Better than I thought. It's pulling back on decreasing volume, so if you wanted to buy it, buy a break above 3.7 cents with a stop loss below 3.3 cents. Looking at the monthly charts, it is pretty special. Look at the volume coming back into it. Full stop, new line. Do we have a Eugene in the room? Very quiet without Eugene. No, lack of Eugene. Okay, let's do some cryptos. Let's do some Forex. There's a big thing on, thanks Rob, there's a big thing from Time Magazine. There's a few things in the news which are important. Time Magazine actually disclosed that there was an agreement between the business and the Democrat Party to make sure. I'd be better off showing you this a little bit later, right? When I've got it a little bit more formulated. But Time Magazine has proven that big business in the US and a bunch of things happened to make sure that Trump does not get going on that one. Here's a person here you might be familiar with, and this guy is called Bill Gates. Here's a formulist where we need to invest in climate innovation. What you don't know is that Bill Gates now has been saying that we need zero emissions, but he's just bought a private jet company. And I tell you, private jets don't run around on electric power. The hypocrisy of this man is breathtaking. Breathtaking. But in other news, big brother Jeff Bezos is reported to have stood down from Amazon, and he's retiring. Remember when Bill Gates retired and put all of his Amazon shares into charity, his own one, for tax purposes? Jeff Bezos is doing that right now. You can be betting that big brother Jeff Bezos is still going to be playing games with our lives. Anyway, you might want to watch the news for that. But Bezos is very just more evil than Bill Gates, actually. Okay, let's do Forex. Welcome to the Forex Speed webinar for Monday the 8th of February 2021. Here is our disclaimer and warning. We have long-term bull horns warnings in US dollar index, US dollar JPY, US dollar CHF. We have short-term bull horns warnings in nothing. We have long-term bear pause warnings in the Aussie, and we have short-term bear pause warnings in the GBP USD and USD JPY and USD CHF. You'll notice the Kiwi dropped off the list of currencies of interest for the bears a long term. US dollar index, we had a good run, we took some profit, and it's come back down a little bit. Now volume is kind of falling as price is rising. It's heavier certainly, but it's still not the awesomest. Let's bring our stop loss to 90.85. on the US dollar index trade. 90.85 on the top one will bring the bottom one up to 73 and the other one up to 85. And when I refer to these, it's 1/2 of the position that is left. So it looks like we've got 1/2 of the position that we started with. I'm sorry if I complicate things, but I like to do that, splitting the things up. I hope it's useful for you. EUR USD 1.2907 is the stopping of loss for the euro. $1.2097, and it's now at 1. So we've got it, kind of got it dangling up here, just here. This is a reasonable reversal on Friday. Have we taken any profit on this one? We took some profit, 1.2040, which is about where it is now. Let's bring the stop loss to 1.2079. USD JPY 102.91. I think that's a bit of a joke at the moment. Look at that. Imagine if we had got in. Bugger. It is near an old top, so maybe it does have a little bit of a good pullback down to about 104, but we can take away the joke of the decade and just get rid of that for the time being. GBP USD, we are short. Stop is at 1.3730. This has bothered me still. This is the one that bothers me the most. $3730. We have not yet been stopped. We are so close it's not funny. Do we just get rid of it? Low base ADX, bit of separation. No, let's not get rid of it. This might just be a scam. USD CHF, the Swiss franc, we are short. Stop is at 0.8. Sorry, we are long. Stop is at 0.8985, which means we'll be stopped out for a profit if we do. If we are. 0.8985, look down towards 0.8920. Where's our stop? Sorry, eyes are playing up. 89, is that 66? So we've been popped. 8966, so we've been popped. Stopped out, exclamation mark, for a profit. Boom, 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 boom. AUD USD. Stop, revived and survived. 0.77 above there, we start to think good things about Australian things. Looking down towards 0.75 if it's not. At the moment, if you do want to go long, have a stop loss below 0.7595. NZD USD. This one didn't want to die, so probably still looking for that 74 cents on the top side. Stop loss at 0.7129. Will be popular. We all get vaccinated and have certificates and have our RNA modified by the what's not actually a vaccine under the standard definition of vaccines, the normal definition of vaccines. Look down towards 1.2696. Or 1.27 in the USD CAD. So Canada getting stronger, US dollar getting weaker. Let's flip into something more commoditable. Welcome to this PHC Speed Webinar for Commodities on Monday the 8th of February 2021. Here is our disclaimer and warning. We have long-term bear pause warnings in copper, coffee, Kansas wheat, sugar, soybean oil, natural gas, sugar, corn, soybeans, and rough rice. We have short-term bear pause warnings in heating oil, lumber, silver, RBOB gasoline, and we have long-term bullhorns warnings in feeder cattle, palladium. These have come up before. We have short-term palladium and 30-year bonds, and we have bobble, urex, orange juice, long gilt, and soybean oil. We are now looking at the gold-silver ratio, which I'm just going to put up quickly, seeing it was close to the currencies section. We can see that it's still trending down on the weekly chart, on the daily charts. It's had a rally back up, but didn't get through this important 70 area. So silver is still a bit stronger than gold. Baltic Dry Index, still heavy, but a little bit of a sideways movement over the last couple of days. When it comes this deep, you'd expect it to go down to 1044 or 870. At least I would expect it, because it's just such a deep move. So look out for more on the downside. Chinese iron ore. $156.20 is the area. We've seen it hold, but something's still not right. Looking for 133 on the downside. I'm still hopeful that this will come up, and it's not doing it. Proxy for Cameca is Cameca. We saw it tick up a bit. Notice the decline. Volume is falling and price rising. Volume goes up. So we're still in the zone for higher uranium. I thought we'd get a bit of a, eventually, I thought we might get a bit of a better pullback. Not happening, Jan, so our favourites will be a little bit better. 30-year bonds, we are currently short, and I don't love this, because this means in the long run our equities markets will fall. Might take 8 months, but This is the sign out. This is what we see quite often. We're seeing low interest rates and negative interest rates everywhere else, but bond interest rates are going up. This is, we'll do 30 year. I'll do yield. See if I can get it happening. Real 10, where are we? There was a yield bond. Bruce used to know it. I haven't seen Bruce on for a while. He had this. He was all over this. I just can't remember the code. He'd ask me and give it to me when he did. Yield 10, yield CR. Too many things. There was one that says bonds classification. Maybe that's it. Market. Far out. Bonds are under miscellaneous. Oh. Okay. Sorry about this. What do they call it? 30 years yield. Sorry about this. Fuck. Was it 30 year? Let's try 30 yield. No. Doesn't love me. See if we can get it this way. I know this is aggravating. I'm sorry. I'd really like to see what it. No. Anyway, take my word for it. Interest rates in the long run are going up because bond prices are going down. Now we are short, and this is great, but we're going to have a kickback in the currency because it's predicting in the equities because it's predicting inflation. A break above 169 is where our stop loss should be for our PHG trade, which is short these puppies. Stop loss is 169, just to move down a bit. So that's gone to break even. Taken some profit. Okay, let's look at 10-year notes. I apologise, I wish I could find the yield. 10-year notes are not showing up as much. There's probably more manipulation there. Notice volume is rising as price is falling. So there's more bear in there. Looking for 135. They're talking about negative interest rates in the UK to destroy anybody's savings and put them into hard assets before they press the hard asset prices down and smash them. So crude oil still going up. You'll notice that at the petrol pump they're doing some manipulations on the prices. 1 minute's $1.50, the next minute's $1.26. Little bit of a struggle street pattern, a little bit of divergence. Have a stop loss at $55. Now you can bet if Bill Gates is buying private aircraft companies, they don't want stuff like that to be happening, like prices to go up so much. But anyway, that'll probably get us. We do now have a short in heating oil, and we're going to be selling a breakdown below 1.5780. And we're going to do, what do we do? We don't want to do March. Let's do May. Hock 21. Sell. Break below. I mean, I don't even mind shorting it now. Let's do 1/3 market on open and 2/3 on a break below. And 2/3 on a break below that whatever number I said there, 1.6829, with a stop loss above 1.6950, no, 1.750. So I'll sell 1/3 today to 21. Entered and potential. Why I'm happier with heating oil or diesel is we've seen it spike into the biggest polar vortex. If you've noticed, if you're living in Melbourne, you haven't really had a summer. You've had a couple of days of hot weather. If you're living in Sydney, we really haven't had a summer either. There's just been a couple of days of sun. And if you notice in the US, there's a polar vortex that's the coldest that it's been ever, and a lot of the temperatures are the coldest that it's ever been, and global warming is really doing well. Climate change, or whatever they want to call it. We're in a mini ice age at the moment, or this actually in part of a mini ice age, according to some of the cycles that I've seen, cycle work that I've seen. Black Lives Matters and Antifa have marched through Washington DC saying burn it down. Now there are millions of National Guard in millions of National Guard in Washington, protecting them against the right-wing fascists, they say. Rubbish. That's hilarious. There were no arrests made. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, let's do other things. I'm a bit behind the pace at the moment, as you may have guessed. Natural gas. Thought I picked it up. Natural gas. Boom, shakalaka, ABC, equality. Shorting this with a stop loss above 310 is the way to be. Add NG. We'll do K also so that we can remember. Sell. 8th of the 2nd, 21. 1/3 moo, and stop above 3.07, and 2/3 on a break below. I didn't put that right up there. It's break below. Break below. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. 2.817. Stop loss 307. Target 2.18. And entered in potential. I'm so glad Black Lives Matters and Antifa got together, and because that's what they do, and they're marching on Washington, but they won't report it in the mainstream news. You won't see that in the mainstream news. Nobody believes me when I say we're being lied to on a scale that we've never seen before. I don't think anybody believes me, but we are. Okay, natural gas needs to go up into this slot here. Grains. Strain on our brain. I think the key is that the US dollar index may be finishing its move a little bit, so we might be seeing some gold, and gold getting a little bit of change in gold. RBOB gasoline, let's see if we've got anything there. Thanks, Mark. We kind of got a little bit of a, could be a fourth wave. This could be wave 2, which is a triangle, so there's a bit of alternation. That could be a fourth wave there. Back to fourth wave of lesser degree. So we'll call this fifth wave on corn. But they really want inflation, and they really want people to starve. Get the population back down to that 2 billion people, or 500 million people. That's what they're aiming for. Look for 462 on the downside, or 464 if it pulls back. This is on a bigger scale in terms of corn. If it doesn't, we're looking at 636. At the moment, they're confused about how they want to shove us and our food eating habits. Yeah, confusion on the weeklies. Probably confusion on the dailies, is it? Yeah, a little bit, even confusion on the dailies, but they've pushed it down a little bit. So probably comes back to $5.09. That would be the area for picking up. If you were shorting, that's all you would go for at the moment, given the fact they want to starve us all. Looking at soybean oil, A break above $45.41 looks for $46.99. At the moment, it's not stopping, it's just having a breather. Soy meal. This is kind of triangular, so eventually down to 400, 397, that sort of area. Soybeans. A breakdown below $13.44 sees it a bit in trouble at the moment. I don't think it's in that much trouble, but it's confused, so am I. Leave it alone. Wheat. I've been talking about 620 and it got to 625 last Wednesday, I guess. Still hoping for 620 or $6.07. Gold. I wish I could like gold. It's still trending down on the dailies. Really needs to clear through 1870 and look for 1894. It's showing some signs. The shorter term sign is getting above $1828, and if you bought it, your stop loss would be below 1800. Still think maybe that's 1695. As I said the other day, we had a bit of a forecasting session with other analysts, and they were saying 1695, and I tend to agree the way that it's tilted, unfortunately. Hear the alarms going off. Copper did look a bit dire, but now it's clearly an ABC pattern to the downside, so if you want to buy some copper, you can do so. Short term, looking for $3.65. If it clears through $3.69, then look for brave new highs. Stop loss would be below $3.52. Palladium. This has got a real double bottom, and maybe it's leading gold, I don't know. Looking up towards 2440, maybe even 2492, full stop me line. Let's get some perspective on where this has been. So it's still living in within this big marked out range. You'll often see me when we get ranges like that, it'll go sideways for a while, unless it's equities juiced by money pumping. We'll talk about that a bit later. Break below 2085 is your stop loss if you're playing with this. Platinum. Platinum washed out. Volume is okay. Looking for 1200 on the top side and maybe 1400. If you want a tight stop loss, have it at 991. Silver. Silver's had a fake out on the monthly charts. Sorry, I probably didn't. I was on monthlies before. Silver. I think silver's the place to be still. So if you want to buy some silver mines, certainly think about it. With silver, a stop loss at $25.98. Now, we were looking for $23.20. That's not happening, Jan. 26.15. Okay, so we're going to buy, let's buy some May silver because March is coming in too soon. We're going to buy 1/3 that's 10 cents. Market on open less minus 0.1 cent, 10 cents. And then we'll buy 1/3 on a break up above 27.21. Or down at 23.30. Stop loss will be at, what did I say, 26.15. Target 28. London nickel. Very interesting when you compare it with the Western Areas price. Please ask me about nickel stocks in the next session. London nickel getting above 1800 is good, looking for 180605, which we've talked about previously. Cocoa. This is so aggravating. It should be down here. Why is it not? Well, it's done this crown pattern almost. I don't know what to think of it. Don't bother. Cotton, probably stupidly higher again. No. It got stupidly higher on Thursday. It's come back a little bit. Maybe it comes back down to 80.32. Or you can buy again. Bit of extra volume. I don't know whether that's end of contract. I'm not sure. Cotton might have a long lead time in terms of delivery, so probably March contract or something. Expiring. Or getting too close to delivery. Coffee. God. I normally like coffee for trading, but this is terrible. Orange juice. Double bottom. Did we get some? I thought we did something with orange juice. Bought market on open on Friday, minus 10 cents. Huh, same prices. Same idea. So we had market on open on Friday, less 10 cents, less 75 cents, and less $1.50. So market on open on Friday was 109.8. So 109.8. 109.8. 7. Oh no, I'm saying it's terrible chart. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying it's terrible as in the price action. I'm just saying it's terribly boring. Sorry, Gary. I can't get any read on it at all. Sorry if I misled you there. Okay, so there's 109. It went down to 108.55. So it looks like we didn't get filled on anything else. Sorry. 109.8. Oh no, we would have got filled. No, we wouldn't have. So no fills on anything else. So we're entered 1/3 potential on the balance, but I doubt it. I think we've got something going on in OJ, although volume isn't doing that well. So let's just wait for the other prices, see what happens. We'll wait for these lower prices. So this is 100, which would equal 109 point. Oh no, it would be. So we get filled on too. So far. Let's just check that. Yeah, we did. We got filled on something. and 150, 109.8 would be 30. So we didn't get filled on the second third. Okay. Entered 2/3. So we got entered on that. Sorry for my maths brain not working. Sugar, stop stays the same. Sugar, still strong in some ways. Volume still kind of useful. Stop loss $15.66 if long. Looking for $16.66. Top side. Lumber. Boom, shakalaka. Lumber goes up again. Looking for 960 on the top side, 870 on the downside. I was trying to explain to somebody that if you give some people a subsidy for buying a house, yeah. Okay, next cab off the rank is the equities, which is pie on face for David. Poo on face for David. The shit ain't in my face. Or is it? Welcome to the World Indices Speed Webinar for Friday, the 8th of February 2021, when the shit hits my face. We have short-term bear pause warnings in 378 OEX stocks, which is 4/5 of bugger all, really. It's quite disappointing. We have Nasdaq long-term bears. We have Hang Seng, S&P 500. Actually, this didn't save. I think this is. Wait. Some of this doesn't feel right. We had the Italian MIB on long term. I think we had the Italian MIB on something missing. UK FTSE is on short-term bullhorns warnings. I remember doing this. Don't know. Okay, there is UK FTSE up there. Okay. And what about the Italian MIB? That might have been on short-term bears. No, okay. What I'm saying is, okay, except there is one wrong thing. These two are not in it. Okay, here we go. So we have 378 US OEX stocks on short-term bear pause warnings. We have long-term those ones are wrong. Okay, that was what's wrong. We still have the long-term Nasdaq on bear pause warnings, and we have therapeutics badly typed, and pharmaceuticals, and 378 stocks on the OEX. We have a ratio of basically 2 to 1 short-term to bullhorns, and it's really small. Could really go any way with that, so it's nothing to be too upset or depressed about the FTSE with a bit of short-term bullhorns warnings on it. So we have very little guidance from our bullhorns and bear pause warnings at the moment, unfortunately. Full stop, new line. Dow Jones Transportation Average. The Dow Jones Transportation Average or Index is diverging with other indexes. Full stop, new line. It has not gotten above the important 12,950 area. If it does do that, then we think bullishness for the overall markets themselves. Full stop, new line. At the moment, the rally is not on increasing volume, so this is a little bit disturbing for the bulls. Full stop, new line. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Moved up to just be below the old top, and the news was good and people were shrieking from the rooftops about a new bull market. Full stop, new line. And it's not. Full stop, new line. A breakdown below 31,146 looks for 30,719. Full stop, new line. There are a lot of National Guardsmen in Washington. There is a Black Lives Matter Antifa protest go on, and they say that the police were trying to control the Antifa Black Lives Matter. And Dragon's doing a fact check because he's saying it's called Antifa Antique and a couple of other different words. So therefore it's fact checked to believe that Antifa doesn't exist. Luckily, Joe Biden is actually not in the Capitol. He's in a studio at the moment in the Oval Office. The Oval Office is actually been shown by pictures not to be in the same place as it was when Donald Trump was there. And it's believed to be the Amazon film studio lot where Joe Biden is, and that is not in Washington, full stop, your line. So they obviously didn't need the National Guard to protect Joe Biden against Antifa and Black Lives Matters. So we sit here in a weird world with a double top. We sit here in a cycle time where I believe that we should be looking for lower, even though I've got poo on my face at the moment, full stop, my line. I think we'll see it turn around sometime between now and basically lunchtime New York time and head down, full stop, my line. First bus stop 30,720. Below 30,300 we look down to 29,313. Nasdaq, it's shorting time on the Nasdaq, full stop, new line. Let's sell Nasdaq market on open with a stop loss above 13,758. I'm going to show not the futures but the index itself, because the index is what goes on. So we'll sell 1/3 market on open. Actually, I'm a bit more confident with this. Let's do 1/2 market on open. And the stop will be, what did I say? Stop loss is 7. We'll also sell the Nasdaq on a break below. Oh God, I don't like doing it this way to the Nasdaq. 13,409. That's for the Nasdaq itself. Now what I'm going to do here, we're going to be looking for, I'll do a futures one. We're going to look down towards 13,150. Potential. Entered and. And you choose to do the mini Nasdaq or the CFDs. Let's look at the mini Nasdaq. Let's see what it's got up its sleeve. See, it's just popped its top. Mini Nasdaq, let's sell a breakdown below 13,500. and we'll do 1/2. We'll do 1/2 market on, we'll do 1/3 market on open and 2/3 on a breakdown below. NQ is H21, Nasdaq March contract. We will sell 1/3 market on open, that's when it opens today in Australian time. And we'll sell 2/3 on a breakdown below 13,500. And the stop loss will be exactly the same at 13,758. $13,075. Target will be 13,075 initially, full stop, new line. S&P 500 cash index, new line. A breakdown below 38.69. It gives it a little bit of an abandoned baby feel, looking down towards 38.18 on the downside, full stop, new line. E-mini S&P, new line. A breakdown below 38.58, looks down towards 38.10. Or 37.99. It closed right on its highs and also on some pretty reasonable targets. So at the moment we see volume falling as prices rising, so there's something askew. We are at the top of the expanding triangle. Let's sell market on open 1/3 with a stop loss above 39.10. Full stop, in line. Potential. Now I'm only going to do 1/3 in this. I feel better about the Nasdaq than shorting the E-mini. It could be totally wrong, so you might want to do the balanced, but at the moment I'm only going to do the 1/3 in the E-mini, not a breakdown. We can do that later. Full stop, new line. German DAX, pretty well in double top land. A breakdown below 13,980, looks down towards 13,840, full stop, new line. I think it'll go lower. New line. Euro Stocks 50, new line. A breakdown below 36.38, looks down towards 36.06 and 35.39, full stop, new line. Italian MIB, got a little bit exuberant as Italians can. A breakdown below 22,900, look down towards 22,600, full stop, new line. UK FTSE. This might benefit from everything else not doing so well. It's been cheap for a while, so you might think about buying some on a break above 66.80 with a stop loss below 64.50, new line. Shanghai A-shares index, new line. Lots of confusion. I believe we're on holidays from now, I believe. Look down to 35.35, 45 or 35.30 after the holidays. Full stop, new line. If it's trading today, I'd be surprised, new line. Hong Kong Hang Seng, new line. A break above 29,542 looks for 30,026. Have a stop loss at 28,732. Full stop, new line. Nasdaq. Japanese Nikkei. Stop loss should be at 28,277, new line. I'm now looking at the Singapore futures on the Nikkei, and we can see that volume has been falling as price is rising, so the Nikkei is probably a little bit dubious at present. Full stop, new line. Australian Share Price Index futures, SPI. The SPY needs a breakdown below 67.36 and looks for 67.03 and 66.62. We can see that it was confused by trading. It didn't know why it was up there. And I still believe in 64.39 on the downside. Remember, it was there about a week ago. Full stop, new line. Australian Share Price Index Futures SPI internals. We can see that they rallied it back a little bit. It may go up as high as 67.90 today before rolling down to 67.33, new line. Jonathan's saying that the Shanghai is holidays from Thursday. Now, we didn't have a squeeze at PHG trades, did we? Bill Gates on how to invest in climate innovations. Buy land, buy all the farmland in America, and buy private jets. So the words that come out of Bill Gates' mouth are seriously untrue. Here's his book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. Buy private jets and only allow rich people to fly around in private jets. That's how you do it. This is how you do it. It's the biggest game we've ever seen in the world by the most strangest men, Bezos and Gates. Okay, what we're going to do is going to have a look at some of the PHG trades if we still have some on. Oh, I did that. Okay, we didn't look at the VX and the VXX. Okay. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Did I close out the other? Oh, there it is. Table, sorry. I think too busy worrying about the world. Baltic Dry Index, we're looking to buy Breakwave ETF. We're looking to buy at 918 and 694. This is not transcribed because I'm under a bit of pressure because I blabber too much on the time pressure. We didn't get filled again. We missed out again. We thought it was a good idea. Again, no good. Volatility index, we're looking to buy at 20. I believe it got close to that. We also didn't look at the 5-minute chart. We are close to, we're going to buy some market on open. Low is 20.86, not good enough. We're going to buy 1/2 moo on the volatility index. Stop loss below 18, and we'll try another at 1/2 at 20. TBT, we're long, which is the bonds. We've filled on some, which is good. Stock is at 1767. TBT, let's see where it is. These are short bonds. Oh, bang. Bugger. Have to take some profit. No, we don't. No, we don't. If you want to, you could do a little bit. But where are we going to put the stop? Say 1785 we can do. entered and potential in the volatility index. Rest are okay. You wouldn't do, also just a word of caution, I know you're all smarter than I am, but or NQ, don't do the adding, or NDX. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for you. And I think that's it. Let's talk about Australia in a little while. Talk to you soon. Bye. Make some food.